La Resortera.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the podcast this week. We appreciate that you're here and you're listening. How's everything going for you, Jairo?
Sara, everything going pretty good. We had a blast and a great time at the retreat.
We sure did. It was a magical week as usual. It was great getting to know everyone and
Fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. So what are we talking about today?
Today I wanted to talk about a really fun topic.
Yes.
And it kind of relates to me personally, and I know it relates to you. So when I moved to Costa Rica, I didn't really think Costa Rica was going to be my final destination. It was
Really? In your deep heart, you never thought you would stay here?
I mean, I'd never been here before. So, remember, I just moved without even, coming to the country ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, and my dream was always to travel the world. During my, senior internship as a social worker, on my time that I didn't have anything to do, I was planning my Euro trip. So I've always been interested in travel and going and seeing new places. And I had landed in Costa Rica. I thought, all right, destination number one. Let's just see what happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a year later, I get pregnant. And then 9 years later, I'm still here, right? So now I'm at a point in time in my life where I'm ready to branch out. And,
Yep.
I've seen a lot of Costa Rica, and there's always more to see. Always more to see here in Costa Rica, but I'm ready to branch out. So I've been to Panama. I just got back from Guatemala not too long ago. We've been to Colombia. I want to go back. Going to El Salvador at the end of this month. And I got a wish list, which I'll share with you too. So now it's time to branch out. And I know that you are quite the Central American traveler too. And yeah, we got Central America, South America. So I thought today, let's just talk about travel. And because I think other people come to move with the same idea as well. They might want to just come and move and be in Costa Rica, but a lot of people that I talk to say, oh yeah, on our time off, we want to go travel. We want to check out the rest of Central America. We want to see South America. We might skip over to Europe, whatever it might be.
And also I wanted to take time to talk about the experience of our perspective on getting out of the country. Either if it's by car or bus or, on the boarding areas or to the airports, the process and what you can find, what you can expect arriving at other countries and stuff. But I want to start by you telling me your experience. We know that you live about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
How was the experience of coming out of your house? What time you got out of the house and getting to the airport? How was that process?
Oh, right. Okay, so I've been doing this for a long time. Like I said, 9 years. I go back at least twice a year to the United States, at least. And now there's been some other trips kind of throughout the year. So, I leave, I got to leave my house by car, load up the car, hop on in. I personally leave my truck somewhere in a gated...
Close to the airport?
Close to the airport. So I pay per week to have it there. And then... I used to be one of those people that always get to the airport 3 hours in advance, but really I'm noticing San Jose 2 hours has been fine.
Okay.
But I still will try to shoot to get there early just in case I hit a delay because you never know what can happen along the road.
That's why I'm asking, because since you don't live close to the airport, what is your typically estimated time of travel since you leave the house? You say, all right, I want to be in the airport 3 hours before, I want to be 2 hours before, hour and a half, what's it like?
Okay, I'll try to get there 3 hours before. But that way, if there's a delay, I know I'm okay if I get there 2 hours before.
Right.
Because just for example, the other day, there was a landslide up in Via Caletas. And I saw in a text in a group chat early morning, someone said, yep, roads blocked. So imagine if I was trying to go to the airport right then. You'd have to wait for that to get cleared. Or, this morning when I came here. So, yeah. So then I'll park my car, head to the airport, and fly on out. But usually when I go back to the United States, it's kind of a 12-hour day regardless. Even though I'm only an hour and a half, 2 hours from the airport, it's kind of 12 hours full, which isn't too bad.
And what do you do as far as food?
Well, I usually buy something in the airport. I know it's expensive.
Costa Rica airport, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's one of the most expensive places to eat a meal.
I think most airports expensive. No, not all.
Not all.
True, you're right. Not in the
Some
airport in
of-
Colombia was fine.
Well, some of them are expensive, but not all of them.
Costa Rica.
But I will tell you what Costa Rica airport has that I haven't found in any other airport.
What?
Duty free.
Oh,
The duty free in Costa Rica is the cheapest of all of them airports.
Oh.
Like if you want to buy liquor, if you want to buy perfumes, cigars, all that type of stuff, the duty free in Costa Rica, super cheap.
okay. I didn't know that. I never shopped there.
Yep.
So.
Next time you come in, if you want to buy a nice perfume, buy it at the airport on your way in when you get back.
Cool. All right. Good note. But yeah, so I mean, the airport's fine. It's a small airport. I think it's pretty easy to manage and it's easy to go in and out. Coming back in can be a pain if you have a long line through customs for tourists and people.
Yeah.
I have my residency, so I get to go to the
Costa Rican side.
Costa Rican side, so
Okay.
that helps. Yep.
All right. And now we got you out of the house. So who do you fly with? Do you fly with the whole family or just with your fiance and friends?
Well, it depends. So it depends on the trip. So obviously, when I go back to the United States, I take my daughter. When I go, we just did a trip so earlier in the year, May, we went to Colombia with friends, and that was a blast. That was really nice. We went to Bogota, and then my fiance and I, we went to Cartagena.
Okay.
And then we just got back from Guatemala. I went with my fiance again there. It was just 4 days. It was amazing. Loved Guatemala. I would absolutely go back.
Yeah. How was the weather?
Cold. Well, for me,
Yeah.
70s. So technically cold. You remember when I come in the studio, what did I just put that AC on?
Oh, my God. I was burning myself.
I put the AC. They got the AC on. We
So
don't need
hot.
AC. This is San Jose. We don't need AC. It was on. I put it on. You had it on 22, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I put it up to 28, which I think
Wow.
is like 80 degrees. That's
Wow,
what I keep
yeah.
my house on.
It was hot. Hot.
All my friends laugh at me. They'll all make fun of me for that. Yeah. So for Colombia was cold for me. For sure. Okay, 28 Celsius,
Colombia
82,
can be-
82 degrees in
My
Fahrenheit.
God. Inside here where we're recording the podcast. You said Colombia was cold for you?
Bogota, I thought was freezing.
Bogota. Yeah.
Bogota was cold.
They call Bogota la nevera, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was cold.
Yeah, they call it la nevera.
Cartagena, I thought was hotter than where I live in Jaco here.
More humid.
Super. I thought it was hot and humid. But Guatemala was technically not cold. I would say it was in the 70s, but for me, it was definitely cold. And I start getting a throat thing every time when I go back to the States. If I go anywhere that's a climate that's not this, if I'm here in San Jose for more than 24 hours, it'll start. The throat thing starts. I'm like, it's awful.
So you just have to be near the beach so you don't have a throat thing.
Exactly. Got to be near the beaches.
Yeah, I just wanted to share this because a lot of people, I'm in the car rental business and people is like, is the line gonna be long or I'm gonna be too tired to pick up the car or whenever they go back. What do I do at the airport? So many hours and I might have to drop the car earlier. What things to do? I mean, before we were speaking to our friend Alejandro from La Resortera here, the airport has a VIP lounge that you said you didn't even know.
I didn't even know.
They have two different VIP lounges. One for a specific credit card, very popular around the world, and the other one for certain customers with a black card. Now, if you try to get in these VIPs, you got to do a line. Like, they're not VIPs anymore. It's crowded. Sometimes it's even better just to stay down there. The thing is that if you do get in, you have food, drinks, beverage, depending on the type of the VIP. You can even have a beer, whiskey. It's very cool to relax. The only thing right now is that it's too crowded. Way, way, way too crowded. The other day I went, I was leaving out the country with my family. My wife and my two girls, we couldn't get in.
Oh, but yeah, you just traveled. You went to the U.S., right?
Yeah, we took a cruise. So for my 40th birthday, that was a couple of weeks back. And we have fun. I mean, obviously I love Costa Rica, but when I leave Costa Rica, I don't know why the one thing that I most miss out of Costa Rica is breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a pinto lover. I love having gallo pinto. So when I'm away from Costa Rica, the morning meal, the first meal, is complicated for me.
No, that's hilarious. Where did you go?
Well, we actually went. We took a cruise. It was a 6 days cruise, and we went to Costa Maya in Mexico, and then to Cozumel in Mexico. There's this place in Cozumel called El Cielo, where the water is crystal clear. But I mean, like your eyes, so clear. It's so gorgeous, and we even have the rays, like
Stingrays.
like we were like standing up in the sea, and they were swimming right by us.
Wow.
The guys were saying like, when you see them around you, just don't move because you might step into them. I mean, they're not gonna harm you or anything. Just stay still, and you'll see them, swimming around you. So it was so beautiful. But again, the one thing that I miss Costa Rica is the food, like the morning food.
Yeah, so I laughed at that because when we were in Guatemala, my fiance's Tico, they had really good breakfast there. I would say the Guatemala, so they have really good breakfast. But it was the same deal. He was like, but they don't do like rice. Their thing is tortillas, a lot of tortillas, no rice. So he's like, and then the beans were they weren't
like
whole
molidos,
beans.
like squash.
They
beans.
were, like refried beans. And then I asked for at one point natilla. I was asking for sour cream. And the guy looked at me like,
yeah, they don't call it natilla.
Well, and I was like, okay. I was like, do you like cream? And he brought me cream, but it was not sour cream. It was literally like cream with no flavor. I don't understand what it was. And they used it in a lot of places. And I'm like, they don't have sour cream here. So, but they made really good huevos rancheros. They did a really good job with that. But breakfast foods, I got you.
One place that struggled with breakfast too was in Colombia. Because Colombia, they eat a lot of bread. And empanadas and buñuelos. Arepas. I really miss my gallo pinto in the mornings. So when I leave the country, breakfast is kind of a complicated deal for me.
Yeah. So when you went on your cruise, where did you fly to Mexico? Then take the cruise from Mexico?
No,
and
we actually flew to the States.
Oh.
And we took it out of Tampa, where my mom lives.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, but isn't the States further than Mexico? But the cruise goes out of the States.
The cruise cruises the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh.
That's why it's a 6-day cruise. So Tampa's right here and Cozumel is on the other side. So the cruise just cruises the Gulf of Mexico, do these 2 land places, and just goes back.
Yeah. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It was fun. It was very relaxing. Let me tell you, if you've never done a cruise, if you're watching this and you want to ever do it, that's one of the most relaxing things I ever did in my life.
Because everything was all planned? Was that it?
What do you mean, like all planned?
I mean, what was the relaxing part of it?
That you don't have to stress about anything. You're just chilling, cruising, watching the ocean, having a beer, having a drink, going grabbing food, like no stress. And the people of the cruise or the ship, they try to make sure you do have a blast. When they serve you the food, when they bring you the drinks, the activities they do on the boat, so relaxing. So relaxing.
I'll have to try that someday. I'm not the most relaxed traveler, so I'll tell you our Guatemala itinerary. I think I almost killed my fiance with that one. He was poor guy. He was exhausted when we got back.
And actually, me and my family are kind of the same as you. We walked a lot. We go to places. We go here. We go there. But I dig this type of relaxing experience. It's not my style. But I'm telling you, I have fun.
Okay, maybe I want to try that. Yeah, because gosh, we got to Guatemala around. We're supposed to land around 3, but we got there a little late because the flight left late. So we hit rush hour, just hit the rush hour, and it should have been an hour ride, over to Antigua, and I think it ended up being 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Because of such bad.
And talk about traffic in Costa Rica.
The traffic was so bad. And you know me, I hate the traffic. If any of you guys heard our last episodes, the traffic was really, really bad. But it was a little interesting because I was looking at different things. I was in traffic, but in a new country. Right. So I had things to look at.
Different perspective. So
then we got to our Airbnb probably by 7 or 8 at that point, walked down somewhere down the street to eat. Met some locals, and they were telling us how safe the city is. Because we asked them, we're like, is it okay for us to walk around here? Because, you have to be mindful and ask.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, no, like the city really prides itself on being very safe.
Nice.
So it was really interesting. And then, but the next morning at 5 a.m., we were on a shuttle, my doing, My poor fiance. He was just along for the ride. He had no idea what the plans were. He
was
just knew.
just
Yeah, he just knew.
Following
That,
your steps.
yeah, I was just like, all right, well, the trip costs this much. Like, a while ago, I was like, give me your half is this much.
Yeah.
Like, so here's the half of your transport, your tickets, whatever. So we go to the lake, like Titilan. I'm probably saying it wrong. And we did a boat, cruised the whole lake. So basically spent 2 nights in the lake. Then got up at 5 again to go back to Antigua, and then did 2 full days there. And then we did have to leave it. We got up at 1 a.m. to go to the airport. I'm not doing that again. I did maybe not the 1 a.m. to the airport thing. I think the tickets were good. We got $150 per person round trip for tickets.
So cheap.
$150 per person round trip.
All the way to Guatemala.
Yep, Guatemala and back.
That was so cheap.
Exactly. And I brought that cool backpack. That's those little backpacks that are like a personal item. So they're not your they're not the carry-on. They're your personal item. They're small
You can
enough.
fit a lot of stuff.
They're amazing because otherwise it would have been $80 more just to bring a carry-on to put up in the little thingy in the backpack, but it opens like it's a suitcase, and I stuffed so many things in there. And even if it gets too big, it's got these straps on the side. You can buckle them and like make it smaller because I got like brought all these souvenirs back, and I'm like, I'm gonna make it fit. And I'm like, all right, I'm stuffing things in your bag now. And he's like, what?
You got in my bag, same as yours too?
No, a different one. He got a different kind, but I knew he'd have space.
All right. Something I also want to share when you travel, because we know there's a lot of people here in Costa Rica that do the border runs or that they want to go explore Nicaragua. Actually, on my plane back to Costa Rica, I met this family that they were going to go to Nicaragua for a week. So they landed in San Jose and they were going to drive all the way to the border, then cross and do the same on your way back. A couple options that you can do as well. One, you can fly to Liberia, and from Liberia, either take a shuttle or rent a car over to Nicaragua. Or if you want to do Panama, you can do Panama as well. One thing that I will not recommend to anybody is cross the border in a Costa Rican car.
Why is that?
Police in Nicaragua, once they see the license plate from Costa Rica, they're going to give you bad time. But I mean really bad time. And they'll try to stop you every time they see you and try to get money out of you.
That's terrible.
It is.
Why? Because they know you. They think, okay, you have
because
money.
they see the license plate is coming from Costa Rica. So they know they're probably thinking you got money or whatever. So don't ever do a border run or go to visit Nicaragua. Nicaragua is gorgeous, beautiful. Has some beautiful beaches. Have you ever been to San Juan del Sur?
No, but I mean, I'd like to go. So that's on my wish list. We'll talk about the wish list.
Let's make a family trip. With my family and your family.
I'm down.
Bring Ksenia. Let's go over 3 to 4 nights. It's beautiful. San Juan del Sur is one of the most gorgeous places I ever visit. Nicaragua has some beautiful places, but never drive with a car on a Costa Rican license plate.
Okay. Good to
Contact
know.
me so I can help you out with a car rental in Costa Rica and Nicaragua.
Yeah, I didn't know about. So again, we learned something new. I'm always learning new things every day.
Never cross the border with a Costa Rican. Not that you can't or that you can, but it's just not recommended. Because once they see the license plate from Costa Rica, you're going to get stopped, pull over and over again. And they'll try to get money out of you. On the way to Panama, by land, it just takes way too far if you want to go all the way to Panama City. It's about 17 hours.
Yeah.
If you want to do it by car. Panama's cool. I'm actually going to Panama 2 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now.
What are you doing?
Costa Rica has a soccer game. They're playing Panama.
Good for you.
And I'm gonna go watch the game. And also, I have a really, really good friend of mine that lives there, like a brother to me. Like we have our thinkings are like in sync. So I said this will be a nice time to come visit Marco and watch the Costa Rican soccer game at the same time.
That's so cool. I haven't explored Panama City. I've flown in and out because I use Copa Airlines a lot.
Whenever you go to Panama, let me know. I'll put you in touch with Marco. He'll show you around. He speaks great English.
Yeah, I want to check.
He's a very, very wonderful guy.
Yeah, I want to check out Panama City. I've been over to Bocas del Toro multiple times,
My
but I
wife
haven't.
wants to go there. I've never been to Bocas.
It's really nice. Yeah.
All right. What else do you have?
Well, just travel-wise, I'm going to go to El Salvador at the end of this month. So we'll report back. I'll let you know.
Yep.
I heard that the president really cleaned up the country. It's super nice.
I love it. I went to El Salvador. Last time I was there, it was about, actually, to a soccer game too. And it was right when Bukele was finishing up cleaning up the country, people really love me, and I love the people back. People at El Salvador nowadays, it's a great place to visit.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Like I heard they really. So I'll report back
And
on
the
that.
food is good.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about the food. But on my wish list is definitely Nicaragua, Mexico, Belize, and just more countries. I eventually go further south. Peru is a big one, but I want to spend weeks there, not just a weekend trip.
We just need to travel together.
Yeah, exactly.
Make some memorable memories so we can come and share on the podcast.
Exactly. Of our Central American travels.
Yes. Central America or around the world.
Yeah, exactly. Around the world. I still want to do Europe and I want to do Italy. I mean, there's still a lot. A lot of people who, let's say, move to Costa Rica or travel to Costa Rica obviously are interested in travel. So, I am too.
You need to compare. Like a lot of the people who watches our podcast, what they do is they come here, go there, they go to Argentina, they go to Panama, they go to Costa Rica, they go to Nicaragua, they go to Mexico, and they end up deciding Costa Rica because we're the most beautiful country in the world.
That's exactly it. Most beautiful country in the world.
All right, Sarah. Thank you very much for this funny episode. I'm glad that you got to learn about, not driving in Nicaragua with a Costa Rican license plate.
Now I'm going to let clients know that. Well, we appreciate you guys listening and tuning in and tuning in each week if you are. And if you have any topics that you want us to talk about, go over to our Instagram, comment us. We check it. We'll write you back. Yep. So if you have anything that you want to hear from us, we're always happy. I did see a comment. Maybe we talk too fast, but maybe on podcast platforms, there is an option you can slow down our voices. I've tried to slow down the way I speak. It's just the way my brain is. It's just the way.
Same here.
It's just the way we are. So,
all right.
But nowadays, you can go ahead, just like you can speed up someone talking, you can actually go in there and slow down the audio.
Now that you mention it, I'm going to try to work on it on the next episode.
I'm going to try to work on it too, but I can't make any guarantees because it's just the way my brain works.
All right. Thank you very much. And everybody have a good one.
Esto fue una producción de La Resortera.